Greetings. And no, we are not in the lab. We're not in the lab. We're in Justice League headquarters. And this is, again, another segment of Run Tell That. And we have with us our sister Moraleo. And we got some other people joining us, too. We got our representative, Glenda Simmons Jenkins out of Nassau County, right here in the house. And Brother Yende here, too. But he in audio, I don't know what's going on. See a Yende thing. Yende calls me trouble. He calls me trouble. And I was gonna play the video for y'all. I'm gonna put it probably on another one of my shows. He called me trouble. Him and Sister Mia called me trouble. But then guess what? He ain't even. You can't even see him. You can't even see him right now. So I'm just gonna say again that we just waiting for you to come on up. So we say to you, Sister Moraleo, Representative Glenda, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I do well. Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
And we are here.
Peace, sis.
So we're going to do this right here. Some of the folks out there, we said all y'all share. And we say this right now. So, Sister Moraleo, who are you?
Oh, I am Moraleo. That is my African name, but I am Taylor Washington, who is the co-owner of Two Chef Gullah Geechee Soul Food Restaurant, where we currently was located on Martin Luther King Boulevard. We are in transition into another location. Also the founder of the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce.
All right. And Representative Glenda Jenkins, who are you? Because you've been on Simmons Jenkins, you've been on before. And who are you? Let the people know, because this is a little refresher.
Peace and blessings. I am a representative for Florida for the Gullah Geechee Nation, have been so for 20 years, really grateful for that. And I am a native of Fernandina Beach and just proud to be representing the Gullah Geechee people.
All right. Now,
let me add, Dr. Teray. Executive Director of the Gullah Geechee Cultural Community Trust.
Okay. Because I had saw that on something. So I'm going to tell y'all about our sister, Representative Glenda Simmons Jenkins. Let me tell you about her. She had me all jammed up on last Thursday. We met with the Army Corps of Engineers, but then she also had me on environmental justice, water, right? So that she was supposed to be at, but I got to tell people, like, listen here, from 12 to 2, I got to do this right here. Because I said, Sister Glenda knew that this was scheduled, but I ain't saying nothing. But see, that's how them Floridians are. But because we love Fernandina, that's what we do, because we love Fernandina like that. So now I don't know what's going on with Yende, because this is something I want to get out the way. We're going to get this out the way right now. We said, all y'all share. And so also we now got coming in, we got Bluffton in the house. We got our councilwoman, one of our sheroes also, Councilwoman Bridget Frazier. How are you, Councilwoman?
I'm good. How you doing, Brother Teray?
Doing good. So we just gonna do. You just give a little refresher to people checking out the show today. On who are you? Because you've been on the show before. You one of our great family members, like our representative Glenda Simmons Jenkins, who left me hanging. Had me jammed up on last Thursday. But that's another story for another day, another time. I ain't gonna say nothing about that.
I can't even defend myself. It wasn't on purpose, but indeed. I did have you jammed up, but I know you are able to handle the assignment, and I'm sure you did it well.
Yes, ma'am, we did. So, Councilwoman, who are you?
Sure. So, as he indicated, I do serve on Bluffton City Council here. My name is Bridget Frazier. I'm a fifth generation Gullah descendant. My family's presence is here in Bluffton and some affiliate in Savannah, and do a lot of social action, social justice work in Bluffton, advocating for Gullah preservation and for economic equity amongst Gullah natives and Black business owners, small businesses, and just try to do anything community focused, community centered to ensure that everybody gets access to the things that they need access to.
And in fact, this weekend I had somebody go and say, I'm related to the Fraziers in Bluffton. I said, what? So yeah, so they ran that on down. So now we're gonna get this out the way because I've been trying to wait on Allende, but he I don't know what he's doing. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna leave that alone. We got our brother Allende Simmons in the house. So brother Allende Simmons, who are you since you join us right now?
I am I'm a Yende Summers, and I actually am a long time volunteer. I'm an Atlanta native, and I've been coming down to the Gullah Geechee community since I found out about it when I was 21 years old, and I've been bringing people to the Gullah Geechee to learn our traditions and our way of being and doing for that long time. And I'm also a board member of Sapelo Island Cultural and Revitalization Society.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Where's Sister Mia at? I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
I don't know.
Yeah, she got other things. I ain't sweating. But we're gonna get this on out the way because we're gonna be getting into it. So I said I need to do this right now because usually we wait till the end. We usually wait till the end, but I'm gonna get it out right now. I want to get it on out right now. And this is a question that y'all know. We ask everybody checking out the show that we always say share, share, share. Check us out on YouTube and also on Facebook. But we're on YouTube right now. Roku television too. So I'm asking this question. Let's get it right. I'm gonna go to you first, Allende, because you just came on. What is the best high school in the entire United States? What is the best high school in the entire United States? Usually I say in Chatham County, but because I got all y'all, we gotta say the United States. That's what I gotta do. What's the best high school? Get it correct, Allende.
What? You talking about Washington High School? You talking about Washington High School in Atlanta on the west side?
The first black high school, public high school in Atlanta. No, we ain't talking about that. Washington High. Yeah, but okay, anyway, Councilwoman, we just gonna ask that you get it right, please, for us, for the love of God. What's the best high school in the United States? Councilwoman, is Councilwoman frozen?
Oh, you're asking me what's the best?
Councilwoman. What is the best?
Well, I'm gonna have to go with my alma mater. That's Hilton Head High School.
Oh Lord,
Okay.
Some Seahawks, Jesus.
The Seahawks.
Okay. So Representative Brenda Simmons Jenkins, I'm gonna ask you, what is the best high school? See, God is talking right now. So what's the best high school in the entire United States?
I could just cut this short and cut to the chase. Yes. I could either ask you what your high school is and we can just leave it right there. I don't mind taking second place.
Herschel Besby Jenkins High School, aka Heavens B. Jenkins High School. Thank you. Sister Laura Leo, tell me what it is. I don't want to hear what you got because you're gonna cover some foolishness right now. So I'm trying to cut you short right now. But you heard Representative Simmons Jenkins. What's the best high school in the entire United States?
Saul C. Johnson High School. Adam Smashers, baby. See that. You already know, 1994, baby.
Y'all see, this is what I gotta go through. So I had to go and get this on out the way. And what I was working on to my mama and my sister bothering me, I want to get a video, but I'm gonna play another one of my shows where Allende sees me. He called me, look at Trouble. Trouble done walked up here. Oh, the Allende goes to say, hey, man, Trouble like that. I said, what you say? So I got the video, but it's just that I can't load it yet. So yeah, so we're here what's that?
Hey, like now, they say the truth don't care who tell it, don't?
No.
Now look at everybody on this call. Look at everybody. Everybody know what the truth is. They know what trouble is. They know what trouble at.
And Bluffton about to have this magnificent cultural center, and then the visionary, she's shaking her head, nodding like that. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Now I was nodding with the brother that just, I think he misquoted and said, a lie don't care who tell it. And it was going with Representative Simmons was already knowing the response you were looking for. You really didn't care to know what the best high school was. You already had a response. I watch you every time you're on social media and you only call one high school name.
Okay. He reps hard, baby, for HBJ.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Okay.
I ain't mad at you.
Okay. So, what we gonna do, because I got the people bullying me right now. They're bullying me. Yeah, they're bullying me. So, we are here because we Gullah Geechee Scrong. We Gullah Geechee Scrong. We got Carolina, we got Georgia, we got Florida in the house. And some of y'all know what happened this weekend. Again, it was a celebration that went on, and the family was together. And in fact, it was again Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, all together, North Carolina, all together. And it was also international people from around. But I'm just saying, Gullah Geechee people that again, we're coming from these areas, and it was a wonderful celebration, a great celebration. And something happened. There was a mishap that occurred that was not on the people, and something that I shared in the very beginning, that this is some stuff that the media will not necessarily get. That when I told folks that I had saw some things and then came and told the folks with sidecars about it, they took care of it on the mainland. But then at the other end, and I made my statement again, this is not sidecars, or this is not any individual. This is not the Gullah Geechee Nation. This is not anyone. I went and said to the people, when I had the mic, I said that the county and the state are not doing what they need to do right now. And with regards to that's what I said. So you all have to understand that right now we're not trying to solicit money for anyone, for any of the families, anything like that. We are here to talk as a family right now and talk about what we want to see with regard to healing and vision. That's all we're doing. We're not doing, we give an outside. So that's what I had said to everyone, and I stand behind that. When other people then when they said we saw the same thing, Jamal, what you have observed. But that's not coming out because we have clout chasing going on right now. We have money chasing and something that I call the commodification with regards to death and tragedy and injury. They come up with these names, these jargons with regards to the group of people. When I might let you all know right now, I've talked with people that I know, personally know, that they are now doing PTSD because of the trauma. And so, but we label something else that, again, as I said, that is a media jargon, a legal jargon for people now, because we like to put labels on things. And I'm like saying, no, that I want us now to talk about healing and family. And Brother Yeddi, I'm going to go to you, then we're going to hit everyone else. And what's some of your thoughts with regards to that? You know, just in general, your perspective. Because again, you ain't got to get everything out right now because we're going to engage in a conversation. But just something, because you said some things yesterday, I thought that was extremely important.
Well, thank you for doing this, and yeah, this is definitely such a challenging moment. And I was just recently talking to my wife on the way up. I'm actually coming back from Sapelo now, and the day was so powerful, and we were together, and I mean that in the sense of you know, I think about the word knucklebuck. I do for you, you do for me, and that day was so powerful, and I really, yeah, I mean, everything that happened, you could feel that energy flowing through the entire day, and I told my wife, and I told my people on Sapelo, I said, I hope that we saw each other. And I say that to say, I hope that we saw each other's humanity. That we didn't see workers and we didn't see, you know, emergency medical and firefighters, no titles. And we saw each other. We saw each other's humanity. And yeah, and that right there was, you know, that really was the theme for me. And the piece that we talked about, that we'll talk about, I'm sure, a little later, is just like really leaning into how we feel in this particular moment. And I feel scared. I feel, because there's danger. There's danger that this will continue to happen. And by this, I mean the neglect of our Gullah Geechee communities. We've been neglected in title. We've been neglected in just simply identity.
So again, that we are going to jump into that because again, because we're going to be taking a commercial break too. But and definitely when we get into the full meat and potato, I don't want you to get it all right now because I know how you are. You want to get it all out. And that was Jim said. Again, they always going to get everything out. That was Jim said. Jim McCall, our brother. So, Sister Moraleo, what's your thoughts with regards to this? Because again, when it came out, you put some things out there. What's your thoughts with regards to this?
Well, speaking from a spiritual standpoint, I am priestess Moralayo Akirinola. I am initiate of the Egungun, which is the representative for the ancestors. And immediately my spirit wept. Very emotional. And the very first thing that came to me was you, Dr. Jamal. I text you. I was like, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? And at this moment in time, the ancestors they're not pleased on a lot of things that's going on. Have to be appeased meant for the ancestors. And you just look at it at the age of the elderly. I mean, all of them that transition were elderlies. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, 70, I think one was in the 90s, But from the spiritual standpoint, whatever that is, I don't know. I don't know the full story of what's going on Sapelo Island. I get bits and pieces. As you are aware, I just lost my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I've been kind of out of the loop for a while on what was going on. But truly, from the spiritual standpoint, it needs some attention there. I mean, just the video, the crying, the children, the elderly. I could feel the pain. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wept for my people. I am a descendant of Pinpoint here in Savannah. I'm pretty sure a lot of you know about Pinpoint. So to see this happening on such a cultural day is something that we would never forget. It's always going to be a remembrance of what happened. Right. And just to talk about it, is very emotional for me. Right.
Well, we want to, because some more like we gotta give other people a chance too. Like I said, we gotta go to the break because all y'all trying to bully me right now. That's what happened. Oh, I don't care who tell it. But I ain't saying. So again, Representative Linda Simmons Jenkins, and your thoughts, especially because you got folks, majority of them coming out of North Florida, and so just your thoughts with regards to that. Then we're gonna go to our councilwoman.
Well, I would like to take a little bit of privilege and say that I want to share most of what I have to say because I do have to disconnect from the call early.
Well, let me do this right here. We need to take a break because we got paid. If I don't do this, then everybody will be looking at me. Then we'll come right back. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and we're going to do that. So yes.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
All right, we are back, and Representative Linda Simmons Jenkins, you can go forward. Now, don't try to take a whole Florida year now, because I know down in Florida.
I will do my best to follow directions. Well, first I want to say, this is something that always sounds very trite, but sincerely, my heart is with all of those families who lost loved ones that day. And certainly we're sending love and prayers around the Gullah Geechee Nation. I recently received an inquiry from someone in the media who wanted context, cultural context for this experience. He said, I don't want to just write more of what's been written. I want to do something different. And what I said to him is that the elders are central to the African experience, and that we live in a world in which popular culture has diminished and caused us to be, some of us, to become assimilated to this idea that we can just toss aside the wisdom of the elders. We must return to the understanding that those who have lived before us have traversed paths that we have not. And so therefore, for the good and for the bad, they are able to exemplify for us the right way and the wrong way to live our lives. And we cannot express enough how much this experience has magnified the importance of our elders in our lives. They are closer to the African experience, the West African experience, than we are. And so those who are closer to the West African experience are the ones who are holding the cultural traditions for us. It is my and let me say this, I haven't watched any news accounts. I have not seen any memorials. I just saw the faces of the elders who passed. And I feel things very deeply. I experience things very deeply. So I there's a time and a place for me, and I will at some point listen, and but it's in the atmosphere. So there's no way time and a place for me, and I will. There's no way to escape it. So therefore, I'll just end by saying that the Gullah Geechee people are one people. Most of these elders came from Jacksonville, but it does not matter. The pain of their loss is felt throughout the Gullah Geechee Nation. The Gullah Geechee Nation and our chiefess make it very clear that we are not separated by water, by land, by symbols. We are one people. And so therefore, let us use this trying time to remember that, as she would say, walk together chilling. Don't you get weary. Don't let people, places, and things cause you to feel that you must identify as a subset of something that is already a collective body and experience of cultural identity. And we salute the memory of those elders and everything that they meant to the people who knew them and what they will mean to us in their ancestral realm. So I thank you for inviting me. I do have to go, but I send love and prayers to all. Thank you so much.
And we appreciate you. We respect the work that you're doing, and we say continue doing. So yes, and so we appreciate it. Now we go to our councilwoman.
Yes, definitely echoing all the sentiments of those who've spoken. I think we all can agree to the reality of doing the work, and those of us who are being tasked to be what they call culture bearers in the capacities that we operate in already are heavy laden with the work that we've been doing. And so with the tragic situation that occurred here over the weekend, it just adds to that, because it's the type of pain in our community where it's not isolated. So if one of us is hurting or affected, it's something that wherever everybody was, I saw it all over my timeline and phone calls. And I mean, it's like everybody in our community stopped at that moment, just trying to grapple, with what was shared. But it's also a reminder, as you said earlier, Dr. Teray, about the trauma, the PTSD that many of us are already feeling. One of the close friend of mine who spoke out about it, she's an elder who attended the event, had a marvelous time, and she was on the dock at the time when it happened, and her granddaughter went into the water and kicked into action immediately to help others. But that same friend of mine, Jacqueline Fields, she was also a senior on South Carolina State's campus when the Orangeburg massacre happened. So it's like when you think of our, existence in this country, just wherever we are, we don't just come with, one story. We have a past that we carry those stories, those traumas, those pains with us. And in instances like what transpired over the weekend, it just becomes another, load or weight to carry. But I think the one of the beautiful things that came out of that that people should not forget is as the media harps on all of the sensationalism of what transpired, I was reminded again of just how beautiful and how formidable our folks are because there were multiple people, in the water. And though, we lost seven beautiful, respected ancestors, it says a lot that so many were also pulled from the water and no one selfishly just thought like, oh, that's not, my thing to do. I was told that people were jumping in, trying to do whatever they could. They were throwing life jackets.
I don't know what happened with our councilman. It looked like, are you back, council? We can't hear you.
They go back.
All right.
Okay, someone was calling me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And just knowing that fact just reminded me of who we are as a community and what we need to get back to. Like we save ourselves. Like we don't have to wait for anyone to step in or intervene. Like when it comes down to the end, like we literally are all we got. And if we don't recognize that and try to really galvanize around that, we are not going to survive. Like other cultures can thrive in separation and pitting against one another, but we don't. We weren't designed that way. We were designed to thrive as a community, as that Kunda. And so to see those instances reminded us that yes, the tragedy of this weekend will never get over. And hopefully each year we'll be able to remember and honor those ancestors in some way to know that their lives mattered, that they did not, die or transcend in vain, but hoping that we'll also use this as an opportunity to ensure that their legacies live on with the work that we are called to do.
Shay.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So we'll do this right here. So this is an image of the spirit. This was this spirit right here, which was interesting. We shared with the folks that this particular spirit was a spirit of the people, and that is a Haitian spirit. And so people like I said, they see the cowboy hat. They think it's tied to some Western stuff. No, that this is the spirit of the harvest, the spirit of the people. That again is agrarian, and that is represents the masses of people, the average brother and sister. And so that spirit, and that's what we talked about. That was a part of what we talked about before the spirit came out, talking about the people and about why this Sapelo Cultural Day was important and why we knew people try to interfere with it or that they're entities. Heroes are heard on that day with self-blessed. They were not selfish, they were selfless, and part of that, I think about this because the one that lasted the spirit that came out, that God that came out. And so this is the same thing, the same comment that Lego talks about.
Dr. Teray, your audio is going in and out.
Oh, really?
Now it's good.
That's better.
Okay. So I guess we all having some impact, but that what we were discussing is saying that fear, that concern, that it's a fear and concern that touches all of us throughout the corridor, and that again throughout the nation, that from North Carolina down to Florida, we all deal with it. Now I told folks, I say, this is not a Sapelo story. That this is a Hilton Head story. This is a Bluffton story. This is a Jacksonville story. This is a St. Augustine story. This is a Charleston story. This is a Wilmington story. This is a Beaufort story. This is a St. Helena story. This is a Pinpoint story, a Montgomery story, a Sandfly story. This is all our stories. And then it goes to the Bluff in Atlanta. This is our story. And I say it goes to LA, it goes to Chicago, it goes to Nome, Alaska, wherever Black people are. We are often victims of neglect. And so, and then we have to learn to stand up and address that neglect and be about making a change. And so, Councilwoman Frazier, what's your thoughts with regards to the changes that we need to see happen?
Absolutely. I think outside of course, this situation is going to, spark or ignite an internal investigation just in terms of if there were structural failures and other things from a policy standpoint. And those who are in charge, there, I see Brother Allende is a part of that community in some capacity. I know pressures through the community there to make sure that that's done, with fidelity is going to be important. And I think the greater conversation that's going to come from out of this is that this weekend was a rally call to every, Gullah descendant around the world, really just in the importance of being able to preserve our sacred spaces. Sapelo is one of the few remaining places that have, due to its remoteness, has been remained, pretty much untouched. And what comes with that, developers have seen it, as the place, many want to descend on and they want to change and develop, but the culture there thrives pretty much unadulterated for the most part in the hog hammock area. So I think the work that needs to happen now is wherever we are, whatever support Sapelo needs to continue to be self-sustainable, everyone should be chipping in to do that, to ensure that that does happen. Because when you have self-sustainability, you're able to keep that autonomy to make your own rules and to chart your own path and not be reliant on others. And I know having that designation, I saw like last year of being one of the endangered places, they were able to get a light shine on Sapelo, but Sapelo still needs everyone's support. We have, they said that that's one of the few things that our community and our culture has, unlike any other indigenous cultures, around the world, is that we still have landmass in bulk when you think of our culture as descendants. And so, whether it's supporting initiatives, whether it's supporting the festivals, whether it's helping affordable housing issues, if there are things that natives in that particular area have, whether it's transportation needs, I think it should be some type of strategic approach. It could be a think tank of some sort to really sit down and assess what are the needs of Sapelo. Everyone remarked, outside of the tragedy, just how great that weekend was and the feeling that people had there. And so many was like it was a homecoming experience the minute that they touched on the soil there, and that no one wanted to leave. Well, we want to make sure that that's created in perpetuity. And so I think now is a time for us to step up to really take that mantle, because our ancestors gave us land. Some of us selfishly are squandering it by selling it and losing it on tax sales, but they did the work to get us to this part. And so our generation and the generations after us, we need to be able to ensure that it's always the case, and that it does remain for those stories to live on beyond us.
So, Brother Allende, you talked about the fear. Thoughts how it basically it permeates all of us, and you can elaborate a little bit more with regards to that.
Yeah, it's the fear of being left out, and in this particular case, the services that we pay for right? The responses, right? Sapelo is in a rural county in the middle of the ocean, 7 miles away. Um, and so, and of course, we pay our taxes. And so then we should have some representation when it comes to, just certain things. Uh, and so then when we look across the entirety of what has been uh, identified, that we self-identify as Gullah Geechee, right? I asked the question, how many times has this happened, right? We have, how many bridges do we have? How many gangways do we have? How many ramps do we have through the Gullah Geechee, right? Um, and that we're paying for. We're trusting that these same states that have had us in it, in Gullah Geechee, had, right, maintained, relegated, right, kept to these spaces. Um, yeah, how many times has this happened? I spoke with an elder right after, um, and I was, dusk had come, and I was walking away, and he was frustrated. And he's like, this is the second time I've watched this dock break.
Wow.
He said the first time the tide was coming in, and this time the tide was going out. And yeah, and so I'll say again, the, I use this system I learned from a brother. His name is Wakesa Mazimoyo, and he talks about feelings as messages, and happy, sad, mad, scared, peaceful, powerful. And I'm sad because there's a loss. That's the message behind sad. You've lost something, right? Mad is there's been a violation. A contract has been broken, whether that be a contract that is a spoken contract, social norms, uh, you know, a line has been crossed. Um, and scared, there's a danger. And so, when I was saying earlier, I want us to have seen each other, right? Even us that were out there, that were doing all of the things, right? We're doing the best we can, making do with what we have. We are absolutely, we're all we had in that moment. Um, we got the federal government circling, doing donuts in the air. We got the local McIntosh County doing donuts in the water. Nobody can, they can't get to us because the boats aren't adequate to come right up on the shore. This is where the people are. Well, how do they get to them? What do we do? Everybody's panicking. Everybody's trying to figure out what to do. And we got, we have some things, but we don't have what we need. And so again, that's so sad. Yeah, I'm sad. I see the message from sadness. There's some loss. Absolutely, I got some loss. Um, Mad, abs. You got to be kidding me. I'm angry. These are habitual line steppers. They cross the line all the time. And again, and when we start to look at when is the last time our people were we were actually taken care of. We were looked out for. They thought about us. And this is just one of those moments that really highlight uh, the scaredness that I feel when I think about just how often this happens. We had the Pine uh, explosion in Brunswick, right? Just the county next door, right? And then
Yeah.
You know, so again, you got all of these things. Well, who is looking out for us? Who is doing their job that they said that they were going to do, taking care of the things and the infrastructure that is around us? So, you know, those are some of the pieces that we talked about a little bit before, and I just want us to make sure that we, despite all of the narratives that they say about us, we were together. We worked together. We saved people together. We lost people together. And we took care of our own, even as they were gone. And we did it with the most dignity that we could. And we did that together. We all went through something together. And I hope that we see that and honor that.
All right. Sister Moraleo, what do you foresee for us with regards to this, to rekindle who we are? Because again, that's a rekindle who we are, and for us then to go forward.
Well, as I was sitting here, and as everyone was talking, you know, I go back to we people, you know, we all we got. And we have to pull on we. I can just hear, come from among them and do our own. We rely a lot on others when we should rely on us. We have the power. We have the ability. We have the skills. We have the know-it-all to do what we need to do as a Gullah Geechee Nation. Fear has stepped in. It's a stitch that we have been dealing with for the last few years of developers coming in and taking our Gullah Geechee land, our properties, and whether they're selling them, stealing them, or whatever. That is the fear of our people not aware of what's going to happen next, you know? So if help show up, we kind of second guessing help because we don't trust nobody, you know? And we have to come together as Gullah Geechee Nation, and let's make sure we do what we need to do for our people. And as for the elders, we have to remember them. We can't overlook them. We can't forget them. We can't act like they don't exist. They are the gold mine to our culture. They are the wisdom. They are the knowledge. They are the stepping stones. We have to sit at the feet of the elderly and pull knowledge for us to be able to continue to grow and sustain what we have. Because if we don't, we're going to lose. Our elderly, they did the work. They paved the way. And those that are here now, we need to go to them. We need to have those conversations. We need, how you did this if we don't know. How you go about doing this or that. How did this happen? Or how do we do this? And stop ignoring them. My grandmother always used to tell me, she said, I am the wisdom and you is the strength. Without you, I can't carry. And without me, you don't have the knowledge and the wisdom. So we need them. So let's, and I feel like we lost 7 icons. 7. That's a wake up. That's like knocking on the door. Okay, come on. Gullah Geechee Nation. We people. That's a knock on the door for us. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. By all means necessary.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And what we're going to do, we're going to take another break, and we'll be coming right back. We have with us Councilwoman Bridget Frazier of Bluffton, South Carolina, Sister Moraleo out of Savannah, Georgia, and Pinpoint, and also Brother Allende out of Atlanta, Georgia, Allende Summers, who also at Project South. So he's involved in activism. That's one of the things he also do, education and activism. That's what he's involved in. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We see everyone share, run, tell that.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
We're back. This is Run and Tell That, and we have been here dealing with Sapelo Yeddi Gullah, Geechee Scrong, and we're right here, right now, with Sister Moralayo, Brother Allende Summers, and also our Councilwoman Bridget Frazier. And we had on with us Representative Glenda Simmons Jenkins out of Florida. And we say to you all, share, but also we say support our sponsors, and that is Davis Johnson Bozeman Law Firm, offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. And in fact, they're going to be involved in this right here. One Price Cleaners located in the Farmers Market in Garden City on Highway 80. Kim's Cafe located at 714 MLK Junior Boulevard. Chef Food and Gas, don't ride by, stop by on Gwinnett and Style Streets in Savannah, Georgia. We are back right now. And so our show is the little brother show of all the shows on Our Black Media. Everybody else have marathons, telethons with regards to their shows. We have only 57 minutes. And so we winded it on down. And so we now come to you, Sister Moralayo. What are the words that you want to give to someone, to give to the people out there? Because I just have to share this also that we know that there were elders who passed away and who also got harmed, that got injured, but there are also infants that were out there too. Infants, toddlers, adolescents, children, adults, teens, preteens, young people, young adults, and middle-aged adults, all out there. So the entire family was out there on that day. And we see everyone out there that has now experienced something near and far from it. Those who were waiting for the shuttles to come, to pick them up, to take them there, and then people were right there when it fell. And so again, who witnessed what was going on and who then showed the bravery and the familyness with regards to now jumping in and helping and saving lives and helping people out. So what words of wisdom and insight would you like to give to the folks as we're winding it down?
First, I want to say, my heart goes out to all that had a part of this experience. My prayers are continuing to go up for the family, for people who were out there, who actually saw, those who help, who assist. I'm Moralayo. I'm the co-owner of Two Chefs, Gullah Geechee Soul Food Restaurant. I am available. If you need my help, assist with anything, I'm here. As far as spiritual needs, mental needs, physical needs, whatever that is, by all means, pick up the phone. You can call me, Dr. Jamal Teray. He'll be in contact with me. I'm here for we people. And this is the time when we need to show up for we in situations like this. And I'm here. And I'll be there as much as I can. All I can do is continue to say, let's continue to lift our ancestors up in prayers, continue to pay homage and libation, for we can continue to get the strength and the support of them, and keep coming together and keep doing what we're doing right here.
Okay.
Putting the knowledge out there.
Okay. And Councilwoman Bridget Frazier.
Sure. I have a multi-layered lens in my capacity, since being a descendant, doing grassroots work, and then also being a policymaker. So I know it's easy. A lot of us do get disconnected and disengaged, and really just frustrated and disappointed often at times in government and how it works and operates. But the reality is also it's the game, and it is the system here. And while we can't change it, we can only advance in it by learning those rules and then playing with it. And instances of what happened without speaking specifically yet to what actually caused that failure, but we do know that if we are not at the table when these conversations are happening, to actually guide policy or be impressionable on how our elected officials should operate, we do get left out of those conversations. And I always remind people when I start talking and say, "Oh, I don't do politics. Don't talk to me about that." And it's just like, well, do you drive on the road? Do you eat food? You know, do you put gas in your car? Do you send your kids to school? Like every aspect of our life is driven by policy that some elected official or some government organization has made. And I think it's an opportunity where we need to get back to what our ancestors did. You know, when people often say we are not our ancestors, I'm like, you're right, we're not, because those people, when death was the consequence, they were not afraid and they did not bow down and
Okay.
they were on people's necks. You know, Dr. King and everyone from that movement, Satima Clark, you know, Medgar Evers, Fannie Lou, whoever you want to, you know, call, they stayed on those officials that, yeah, we know that you might not be for us, but we also know that you need us. And so this is our agenda. And when the election is over, we in that office every day to make sure the promise you made to our communities didn't just fall on deaf ears. Because if you do that, you know, you won't get us the next time. Whereas now, in present day, we feel that either once we vote in at that ballot, we don't need to do anything else. And it's like, no, politics is an active, you know, process. And when it comes to, you know, what the community needs, when it comes to who is the engineer that should have followed up or done assessments on the how safe that was, or if there were needs to add additional, you know, dock out there, or if there was a need to even bring in boats and other things. Like those are all things that those entities control. Our taxpayers pay for it, and so they're not going to give it to us just because. You know, in a perfect world, we would want that, but they do give it to us when we ask for those things, and we're not asking as a favor. We're asking because we are entitled to those things. And so once we get to equip and empower ourselves with that knowledge to know that we are a vital part of policy making and governance, whether you have an education or not, like everybody counts when it comes to that. And anyone can reach out to elected officials, reach out to these policyholders, and you tell them what you want. They don't get to dictate this is the agenda, it's the pressure. And I've seen how impactful that is with other communities who do understand that, and
Mhm.
they go and they make their cases known. They show up in numbers, and change happens. And we are very passive and kind of sit back and just say, well, they owe it to us because we've done that. We all know that they absolutely do, but they're not giving us anything. And so I think another way to be able to honor those in this is continue the work that they would have done. When I'm in meetings and stuff, I see our elders. They give all the love, encouragement, support. They attend festivals and events. Sometimes when those younger, you know, are absent, they make stuff a priority. And I think to really honor them is to not let their legacies die in vain, and to make sure that the Sapelo that they were there to love and enjoy remains a Sapelo that others can love and enjoy too, but that it gets everything that it needs, like I said, to be self-sustainable. That's our responsibility to ensure our community is taken care of the way it is, because nobody's going to respect it like we will.
Okay. And so, all right, again, so you got 2 minutes, or actually you got like a minute and like 30 seconds.
Perfect. Uh, so I will say, I am a child of Throne Temple uh, in Benin, um, and I will say that it is important for all of those people who practice the traditions that come from our people, that we come together and we do what we need to do, what we have been instructed to do,
Ashe.
um,
Ashe.
in that space, the way that we are supposed to do it. And that message, I'm not saying that message as something that's news to anybody who hears this, who is a divine and initiated.
I
We all been getting the same message, and it has been extreme. And I know that I felt the same thing y'all felt. So we be Geechee is an ethic.
say.
But it is an ethic, and we are either doing that or we are not.
Mm-hmm.
I think I stayed within my time limit, didn't I, brother?
Pretty much, you were pretty close because I was like looking. See, you did tripping. But see, then I got to do these other people here with Our Black Media. And again, we've had with us our Councilman Bridget Frazier out of Bluffton, South Carolina. Our Sister Morlayo out of Savannah and Pinpoint, Chatham County here. Our brother Yende out of McIntosh County and also Fulton County in the house. And so that's why I wanted to have this time right now. You got about 30 seconds to go and put out, what you're doing. Actually, about 20 seconds about what people can see on the horizon with regard to you all, because there's some projects going on. Get 20 seconds each. Councilwoman Bridget Frazier, what's happening?
We get 30 seconds to talk about
something you got going, like Bluffton Cultural Center.
So the Bluffton Gullah Cultural Heritage Center.
It's like 20 seconds now.
Okay, the Bluffton Gullah Cultural Heritage Center is underway. We're looking at opening officially in June to be able to tell the stories of Bluffton's often forgotten Black and Gullah natives who had huge footprints in Bluffton. So stay tuned. We will update you on that, but follow us on social media at Bluffton Gullah.
Absolutely. Sister Morlayo.
Stay tuned to the Savannah Chatham Gullah Geechee Grand African Ball that's coming February 2025, and also have your ears tuned for the Savannah Chatham Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce. We're about to take off. It's going to be phenomenal. The information, the connect, and everything. We're going from Jacksonville, North Carolina, all the way to Jacksonville, Florida. That's how much we covering. We covering we people. Ashe.
All right, Brother Yende.
All right. We have a People's Movement Assembly that we are organizing throughout the Gullah Geechee. From Jacksonville to Jacksonville, we are going to be doing convenings. And this is going to be right now hosted by all the leadership. So I'll call on even everyone on this call that we can begin to come together and convene throughout the Gullah Geechee. So, whatever is accessible to our people, so that we can begin to do and create parallel infrastructure to that we see that is not working for us.
All right. And we thank all of you for joining us. And we say share, and check out all our shows on Our Black Media. And we're about to go into the Rabble, and I'll be hosting the Rabble. So again, we're going to have some order tonight. And so again, this has been Run Tell That.